What's going on, guys? It's Real Life Madamus here. Just gonna give y'all a little bit of a recap of where I've been going. Over the past month, me and a buddy of mine have started trying to do a fitness change. I've always been, the bigger guy, so I'm trying to make myself better, make myself in better shape for me, for my family, for anything I've got interest in, because fitness is kind of important for me. So here's a video me and my buddy did for, kind of recapping our first month of fitness.
Saturday morning, everyone.
Saturday morning.
Woo!
It's too early for somebody.
I'm not a morning person.
You never have been.
Nope. Never have, never will. You would have thought the army would have broke that for me.
I think that just made you hate the morning even worse.
At least the sun's up. I can say that much. It's better than being up at 0 dark 30.
Yeah. Well, when you have kids, it comes back. Don't worry.
Yeah. When is the key word.
Yep.
Unless you dog sit, and then the dog has to go out at 2, 4, 6 in the morning, and you're like, come on.
Welcome to parenthood. So yeah, we've had a great month so far. Feeling great, enjoying the workouts. Now today we get to figure out what kind of changes we have seen, and trying to figure out what ways we need to go to try and improve on, our results.
Yes.
For me, I'm trying to lose the weight, and I haven't been the best at tracking my calorie intake, making sure I stay on a deficient. So I'm definitely gonna have to work on that probably this month. But we'll see what my weight looks like. I'm not too concerned about the weight change as I am, seeing difference in being more toned than what I am. Basically, I'd rather be 280 fit than 280 fat.
I think that'd be anyone, honestly. Would rather be something.
I don't think you want to be 280 though.
5'6", 280. If I'm that big, as short as I am, I will become a professional bodybuilder. I will be doing the Arnold Classic posing and everything.
You'd have like a negative 6% body fat.
Dude, single percentage with that. Oh,
no, negative percentage body fat.
It's all muscle. I will be a literal walking muscle.
You'd have difficulty with normal everyday things, but you'd be a walking muscle. Big. I can't shift the gears. I can go to an automatic.
I can't even get in the car. I'd have to just lay in the bed. Okay, drive me.
Well, hopefully, if you ever get that fit, though, you would be, hopping in the back of a limo saying, "Drive me."
Drive.
I'm gonna get me some protein.
Imagine though the calorie intake for maintaining that mass. I'd have to eat about almost close to 15, if not 20,000 calories a day. That's expensive.
But you have all those sponsors. Oh, biscuits are done.
Don't burn the biscuits.
Speaking of eating healthier.
I know, right?
Let's have some biscuits.
So as far as my goals during this transformation alongside Madamus, mine is more or less get into an athletic build. So that way, this year there's a lot of events coming up. I want to participate and be able to actually do properly instead of like get halfway through the event and then be dragging because of muscle fatigue or out of shape. I want to have that good, stock athletic build. And as far as, like he said, calorie intake, don't do it. I've never been the best at it. I just know if I take away certain food groups, I don't have to worry about none of that. So the main thing is sweets.
It's hard to give up, ain't it?
The closest things to sweets that I have in my house would be like a Nutri-Grain bar, yogurt, or pudding. And even then I limit like 1 pack or 1 bar. But as far as like actual foods go or diet, I don't know about your diet specifically, but mine is mostly, if you want to classify
it. Hey, Liza.
Hello. Mine's a carnivore-based diet, I guess.
Bread, meat, and taters.
Oh, that's the Irish diet. So yeah, I got the Irishman diet. Bread, meat, and taters. If I have those 3, solid. As far as caffeine goes, the only caffeine I give myself is typically about 20 ounces of coffee in the morning. Other than that, it's water or flavored water. but even then, those are empty calories, and I'm trying to cut back on those. And then milk and juices. That's all I drink. But as far as food, yeah, lean meats, pork chops, chicken, and then high lean beef if I have it, and then rice and potatoes. Very, very broad. As far as you go, what's yours consist of?
Well, my morning routine usually starts off with a breakfast burrito.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it is. And hey, Heather. I've gone to the 0-calorie sodas that they have out there. For a long time, I was doing the 0-calorie and 0 sugar Pepsi Zero Wild Cherry. Now they've recently come out with the Mountain Dew Zero, which is fantastic. I have my Mountain Dew with no calories. Perfect combination for me. And then for the most part, I'll drink water throughout the day. Like I said, I'll have a can of the Mountain Dew in the morning, and I might have a can at supper, but for the most part, I try and drink just water. Sometimes it's harder than others, especially if you have to go out to eat for lunch. But, I try and eat, a balanced diet of everything. My weakness is always carbs, bread, macaroni, spaghetti, all that kind of pasta stuff that I absolutely love. It's difficult to kind of give up. I got to work more on doing that, especially portion controls. Especially when I have kids that don't want to finish their food, and I'm like, I'm not going to throw it out because it's
wasteful
food. Yeah, I don't want to waste it. So it's those things I've got to, tone in or reel in, just to be able to help make sure I have the good changes. I've done a semi-keto diet before where we cut out a lot of the carbs, and I dropped some weight there. It wasn't always fun. You get tired of having kind of the same stuff over and over and over, and I like to have diversity. And when you get fish and chicken and pork and all that stuff along with the same kind of size for all those meals, it just gets kind of redundant for me, and I kind of lost focus. But if I can get back to doing something of that nature, cutting out the carbs or reducing my carb intake, then I think it would be a lot better for me, and I could help kind of drop a lot of this weight fast. But overall, the workouts are definitely a big plus for being able to do this, because before it was just eating, and now we spent the past month. I haven't changed much on my diet side of it, but we've incorporated the workout. And Sam and I were actually crunching the numbers this morning, and for me, just based off the workouts that I have tracked, from January 6th, when we really started this process, to January 31, I've burned about 10,000 calories over the past month. And, that's kind of phenomenal. That's just off those workouts that I have.
And that's with the CrossRope app and the your body circuit training.
Yep.
So those are the two apps that you're using that you burn off fat. Unfortunately for me, I don't have a accurate counter for all the calories I've burnt because I use multiple stuff. Just with CrossRope alone, I've burnt 5,230 calories.
He's also a smaller figure, so he doesn't burn as much as I do.
Yeah. And that's going off of with how the app's set up, you put your insert height, insert weight, and they give a figure of, okay, if you're this and this, you should burn roughly this many calories. The other stuff that I haven't been able to track are my morning workouts, which I'm getting ready to switch up with. It was originally band resistance training for strength. I'm going to swap those to PM workouts and do T25 in the mornings due to where we do jump roping at. Hard concrete is not fun jumping up and down continuously for about an hour. It kills your calves and shins. So swap those up so that way I'm not doing a lot of high impacts on a hard surface. But hopefully around the 11th of February, I'm going to get a Fitbit watch so that way I can keep up with all three of the major workout routines that I do. So that way, hopefully next month, you'll have a higher number, more accurate number.
Yeah, you have the more accurate numbers. We're also looking into, what kind of equipment can we get to help alleviate some of the stress that we're feeling on our shins from jumping. And we found a good deal on something. We just gotta pull the trigger on it and figure out when we're gonna do that. Money's always a big issue, so
that's fine. Crossroad, come sponsor us.
yes, please do. But no, I mean that Crossroad stuff's fantastic. They have a bunch of different options. Of course, we're not sponsored, so this is just based off of
using.
Yeah, this is just based off of what a product we've used and how we feel about it. They have a couple of sets, depending on what your style is or what your fitness goal is. They have a Get Lean set, which consists of a 1/2 pound and a 1/4 pound rope.
That's a great beginner set, just about for anyone, no matter what your fitness goal is.
As long as the ropes are long enough.
Oh, and that's another nice thing about Crossroad. Instead of your generic ropes that you would buy from, hey Lois, hi Mom. Instead
I'm on Facebook Live.
So instead of you go into Walmart or Target or whatever and you buy a rope from there and you have to adjust the rope to fit your length, you can actually Crossrope has ropes that are tailor-made to your specific height.
Yep.
So he's an extra large, I think, is what yours is set up as.
It's based off of height, not on weight. Don't worry about that.
So his ropes are set for extra long, while mine are set for medium because I'm a shorter person, and they work phenomenal. So you got the Get Lean set. You also have the Get Strong set, which is the 1 and 2 pound ropes.
Yes.
Then the
for the really crazy people, we have an ultra heavy set.
We plan on getting.
Yes, which we're crazy enough we want to get when we get fit enough.
4 and a 5 pound?
Yeah, 4 and a 5 pound.
That's gonna be fun.
So the green rope you see here, this is going to be the 1/4 pound rope, and then you have the 1/2 pound rope, which is the white. Then your 1 pound rope, which has got a little bit of use, is gray, and then our favorite one.
Do you sing Cinderella?
No, Eric, we don't.
Ha!
We sing Let's Get in Shape. And then our favorite one, Black Beauty. We end every workout with about 30 seconds of jumping the 2 pound rope, which can get tough.
Yes. The first 15 seconds, not too shabby, but that second 15...
This feels pretty good. Yeah.
That second 15, though, it slaps you hard, and you're just like, holy cow.
Yeah. And so with your... with the ropes you get, they have these awesome handles that have a ball bearing on them to reduce the stress on your wrists, so it actually kind of spins just freely.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see that spinning, but it makes things a lot easier when you're trying to jump because you can just go and you're not having to wait for the resistance of the rope itself to turn, which is what happens in your conventional jump ropes.
The one thing is, I wish I would have brought my ropes. Crossrope also has recently updated their handle styles.
Well, this is like the old style.
Close to it, yeah.
No,
it is.
It is the old style.
Yeah. So, they just made it to where less resistance, less drag and all that. I thought the 1/4 pound was a cheeseburger. In some cases, it can be.
McDonald's, yes. But when you're trying to get in shape, you don't want too many cheeseburgers. Well, you don't want the bread from the cheeseburgers, let's just put it that way.
So just have a hamburger steak.
Yeah. Done that before. It's not too bad.
No.
It's hard to eat healthy when you go and eat out too, because even their salads at different places have high carbs and stuff. But that's all another thing that we're not really qualified to get into. We don't have any knowledge of nutrition.
Yeah, we're not nutrition specialists by no means.
No. We just love food and are trying to figure out how we can eat what we like and still stay in shape.
Yes. Now, as far as, because this is February the 1st, right?
Yes, it is.
So, as far as your fitness goals for the month of February, what are they?
I'm mainly just wanting to get my eating under control.
Okay. So, dietary improvements.
Yep.
And as far as workouts go, we're slowly moving from one Crossrope challenge to the next. You're coming up, I think you got, 2 weeks left for the body circuit, and then you're done with it?
No, I'm on week 2 now of the body circuit.
And it's a
And
4.
it's a 4 week.
Okay.
It's a 28-day.
So after that circuit, what is your plans?
I have to look and look in more depth into that app and actually see what options I have, and I'll look more into that as I get closer to finishing that out. I may even restart that and just basically go up to the next level.
Okay.
It just depends on where I feel like I'm at that time.
Fair enough.
Because he doesn't use that workout app because for him it was a warm up and for me it was a workout.
Yeah, they ask your what is it, your athletic ability or something similar to that at the beginning, and I think the question was how confident do you feel doing X amount of push-ups or something like that.
How many push-ups can you do?
And went with the we are a tough audience to present to.
Nah, you're just family.
But yeah, from that app, its advanced was a warm-up basically for me, so that's why I stick to doing T25 and other stuff to push myself. And hopefully we can get him to come along and join me next iteration or whenever decide to do that fun circuit again.
I've tried it before, and I've tried the T25 before in the past, and
We got through Alpha Series together.
biggest issue I had with it is it's got the high impact, or even with the low impact, your lovely friend Tanya. It was a strain on my knees. Of course, you see everybody that's on that T25 workout that's made it for the video.
They're all fit.
They're all in like great shape. This guy talking about their modifier, he's like, she just had a baby, and she don't look like she just had a baby.
No. Maybe 4 or 5 months ago, she had a baby.
Maybe a year ago she had a baby. But it's one of those things for me. It was hard to get into because I didn't see nobody that was like me. You don't see all the times when people make these videos. It's people that's already in shape, and for people that are in halfway decent shape, such as you are, it's not that big of a deal. But for me, it's like, of course I'm not gonna be able to keep up with these people. They're there, and I'm me, and so for me, it was more of a mental thing of maybe I'm just not good enough to do that. So it's kind of a mental thing, Part of working out is always part of mental things. In order to get the drive to work out, you've got to, mentally be there. You can't just say, okay, body, we're doing this, and your mind not be in it, because then you're not going to be committed. That's how the majority of things fail, as far as really anything you do with your life. Because if your mind's not into it, then eventually your body's not going to be into it.
But as far as fitness goes, one thing I've always, I think, it was when I was in basic, our drill sergeants told us, as far as like, us smoking you or you having to do something physical, it's 95% mental and 5% physical. Your body will do whatever you mentally tell your body, like, okay, we're going to do this, and your body, it'll ache, it'll hurt, but eventually that pain will go away. It's that mental blockage that you have to push through and knock down and excel on that note. So hopefully as we progress with this, we can build up your mentality as well, so that way whatever new challenges we may face, you just knock it down and bulldoze through everything. Be pretty dope, actually.
I think most of that, for the mentality part of it it's as I see myself slimming down, then I'll start realizing, okay, maybe I can do that, maybe I can do this or that that seems more focused towards the ones that are more in shape.
Yeah. But I say getting your endurance up, getting your strength up and everything else as well probably play a big factor. Because you see all the other improvements, you'll want to improve more and push harder. So,
I mean, that's the name of the game, is you're always trying to make yourself better. Parents raise you to be that way. Shout out to mom. But they want you to always be able to push yourself and be better than what you are. And, the more you push yourself, the more you're going to be challenged. There's always going to be an additional hurdle you have to get over. There's never a time where your life literally just plateaus. If it's plateaued, there's a reason it's plateaued. And you've got to be able to figure out, okay, what more can I do? Why does it seem like it's so easy? What am I, slacking off on? Because there's always aspects that we can always do better.
I agree.
But ultimately, we're just trying to, make sure, we are being the best selves we can be. And for me, it's always been a struggle keeping my weight under control. And that's why, and then when kids came around, it was harder and harder to even be able to push myself to be able to go to the gym because of time constraints with, the kids, or, financial constraints. So it was harder to try and keep up with a gym membership when the kids came around than, what we're doing now. Because the gym membership was, $30 a month or whatever, and there's always things that come up with finances that make things harder. But it was also just being, I had young kids, and I was wanting to spend as much time with them as I could. I didn't want them to feel like I was, separated from them. I wasn't interested. Plus, during that time where I fell out of going to the gym, I'd had my ACL reconstructed, so I was doing a lot of recovery from that, and just kind of fell out of the habit of going to the gym. It just seemed kind of a hassle. But when Sam approached me end of last year about these, the CrossRep that he found, and he's like, I feel like this might be something that could work for you. I was like, sure, why not? Let's just give it a try. And I really enjoyed it. It's pushed me to, be able to say, okay, I do have time to work out, because those jump ropes will give you a workout.
Oh, big workout.
There's a couple of things that I've read up on, and that, like jump rope is probably one of the better things to get the cardio up. It's, because you're not having to, if you were to go and run, yeah, you're going to run, but you'll probably run maybe a mile to probably get like the same workout, or maybe a quarter of a mile to get the same workout as like jumping rope for like 20, 30 minutes.
About to say, I think the last time I read a study, if you can jump rope roughly consecutively for 10 minutes, it's equal to running over an hour. So you think about it, want to run for an hour or jump for 10. I mean, I think you would get better as far as calorie burn within that 10 minutes than you would an hour of actually running. And it's less impact, and you probably don't feel as like, oh man, I'm only 15 minutes in and I'm already gassed, or I don't want to run. Whereas with the jump rope, you're constantly moving, you can have your music, and you're in a more controlled environment instead of having to go run 80-degree humid day, or like it was earlier this week, 30-40 degrees, icy cold winds hitting you, and trying to fight that while moving.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of benefits for jump roping.
Yeah, and of course the other side of that is the running on a treadmill, which is not recommended. It's actually more impactful to run on a treadmill than it is on the regular ground, just because you're having to fight that, you're having to keep your balance on a moving band.
I would say, as far as advice goes on a athletic side, if you can not do it, do not run on a treadmill, like you said. When you naturally run, you're trying to push yourself forward, and on a treadmill, especially if you're trying to do like a high speed on a treadmill, that band is constantly throwing you back. So not only is your momentum being stopped, but you're having to fight that pushing momentum throwing you back. So it does a heavy impact on your knees, your spine, and everything, and it could hurt you more than actually help. So there's that little tidbit, at least for treadmill. That's why.
This is all just from us.
Yeah,
we're personal preferences, personal
and our opinions.
Yeah. Don't take any of this to heart. We're not,
specialists.
Yeah, we don't specialize in this at all.
No.
We're just, trying to make ourselves better, and we're just giving feedback on what seems to work for us. I do miss doing some of the lifting workouts that we did when we were at the gym. But for me, there's just not the time to be able to do that anymore. Which is why I went with also getting the Get Strong set from CrossRope to be able to, build muscle, or, add that extra resistance to better improve myself. But I mean, overall, I don't really have any complaints for what we've done. It's just, amazing how, beginning of the month, I could barely keep up with doing one of those workouts. And here we are about a month later, and I'm about going tit for tat for this little guy.
It is very motivational seeing someone when they first start. They try and jump for a 30-second interval of doing just a basic jump, and they had to take multiple breaks because either the skill level wasn't there or the endurance wasn't there. And now we're jumping for 45 seconds or multiple 30 seconds, and yeah, we catch a quick 10-second break, but as soon as that timer starts for us to jump again, he's right there doing it. So I mean, it's a great motivator to see that, and then also I'm sure it makes you feel good as well, being like, oh, I was gassed before, and now here I am, boom, right at it again, no problems.
Yeah, well, I told you, like, when all this began, one of the biggest goals I had was to be able to get in better shape for playing softball without getting gassed so much and feeling like my game is being affected because I've run a double or God forbid a triple, and I'm just so winded that by the time I get back out in the field, I'm winded and I can't catch my breath, and I feel like my reaction time is a little bit off because I'm more focused on getting my breath back down and all that. So then increased endurance is going to help that a lot. Being able to swim myself up, that's going to help make those doubles and triples come a lot easier for me. And I'm just trying to focus on wanting to improve my game, and the only way I can really improve my game at this point is to be able to increase, or to better my body for being able to play more and being able to play the better ball. So it's been it's been a challenge. I still don't like some of the body exercises, but I have to say probably one of the biggest things that I've seen was when we first started doing this, we were doing the 14-day beginner challenge from Crossrope, and in one of those instances, it had do I think it was a 30 or a 40-second plank, an elbow plank, and I couldn't get through that. I was at like maybe 15 seconds or something like that, and I was done. I couldn't handle it no more. And then we had a workout maybe a week and a half ago where it brought it back in, and I found the zone and I was able to hold it out for that full 40 seconds. So for me, seeing those kind of changes is beneficial for me to be able to know, okay, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing for this. I'm bettering myself. I'm getting in better shape to be able to handle all this extraneous exercises that we're doing. Of course, one of the things I think we found out the most is when we're doing motivations right in that same set, it more or less will mess us up than anything else.
Well, we try to push the other one on. You got this, keep doing it, and then lo and behold, as soon as we say something, the one who's either saying it or the one that they're trying to motivate hiccups and messes up, and they got to start all over. So it's more or less we try to motivate each other in between those rest sets, and then go right back into it. But yeah, as like he said before, his main goal is to lose weight, get better in performance as far as for softball, for his kids, and everything else. The one thing that got me really big into fitness growing up, I was a really bad asthmatic. And when I mean bad, I had to keep my inhaler on me, and I had to use it periodically through the day as like this stereotypical nerdy kid that they had in old TV shows where they'd be talking mid-sentence, they had to pull out and take a shot. That was me growing up. So for me, fitness, as counterproductive as it sounds, you're asthmatic, why are you pushing yourself on an athletic scale to, get better? Well, by me doing that, for some odd reason, by me pushing myself to my death almost, it seems, my asthma has slowly deteriorated to where it's there still, but only in extreme cases where if I was to run like over 5 miles or work out continuously.
It only shows up for extreme exertion.
Yes. So it's almost like it's an athlete's asthma now. So for me, that's one thing I like or love so much about getting fit and striving to do better, and that's why I'm trying to help him out, because I've seen what it's done to me, and I want to see the same thing for my buddy here.
Yeah. And that just goes to show you, and of course this is personal opinion. This isn't fact by any means. But it just it shows to me, the changes that he's seen as far as with his asthma and, things that they say that, being healthy, eliminates. There's a lot of health factors that get eliminated the more in shape you are. So, your chances of diabetes, they go down because you're in better shape. Your asthma goes away because your endurance is further than what it should be. You know, you've trained yourself to overcome what those difficulties are. And there's a lot of that. You know, there's people that before they're having to take so many medications, and then they turn and they go to getting in shape. And when they get in shape, they realize, okay, I don't have to take blood pressure medication anymore. I don't have to take this. I don't have to take this. I don't have to take this. And all I did was change my life, which is really, you know, what fitness is going to be. It's not just a fad. It's not just, you know, some quick change. It has to be a lifestyle change. Otherwise, you just resort back to where you are.
Go back to those old horrible habits.
Yeah. You lose a lot of bonuses just because you give up. You know, like I said, I've swayed back and forth between my weight for a long time. You know, I've tried protein shakes. Don't recommend it. Especially as meal replacements. They might work fine as like post-workout stuff, but if you're doing like a meal replacement to drop the weight, I don't recommend doing protein shakes that way. It gets old.
I'm about to say, as far as protein shake goes, in my personal opinion, so that way, see why, in my personal opinion, if you want to do something like a post-workout drink or something like that as far as protein goes, just drink you like 10 ounces of chocolate milk, or a glass of chocolate milk, or a glass of milk afterwards. You would see very, very similar results, and it's not near as expensive as, oh, I got to drop $30, $40 for a tub of protein that's only going to last me for what, 2, maybe 3 weeks at most.
Just depends on how much you use.
Oh yeah, well, how much you use and depending on which brand you use. And the old myth of depending on the scoop size is how good of the protein you use, or how good the protein is. So the bigger the scoop, the crappier the protein.
The more additives is in it.
Yeah. So.
But I mean, overall, you know, if you were to go that route, you know, you'd absolutely have to do your research as far as figure out what would work for you. For me, I didn't really see much of a difference with the protein shakes. I think I may have lost, I don't know, 15 pounds doing that. But that was over a course of like, what, 3 months?
3 or 4 months, yeah. And that's was also us. This is before he had kids as well. We would hit the gym hard, and then we would also, I think, alternate days of doing about a 20 to 30 minute run after we did weight training. So we were doing a lot of physical work as well. So, I mean, you could almost chalk it up, you know, did the protein shakes help? Maybe. It could have helped with muscle fatigue and recovery as far as that goes, but the meal replacements...
I mean, don't get me wrong, the process behind the protein shakes, that's where, you know, the protein's harder to break down than anything else, so it makes your body work harder. But for me, it just didn't really seem to help. Maybe I was just so far out of shape that it was like, I can't do nothing for you, so we're just going to let you go on through. But I actually saw more of a change by going to a lower carb intake than even doing the protein shakes. We did the low carb. We didn't really necessarily call it keto because we didn't, you know, completely cut them out. We just drastically reduced the intakes for that, and just found different products. That way we could still have, you know, like our spaghetti. We went with more of like a wheat spaghetti or something like that. That was a little bit harder for you to break down, which I highly recommend. From the research I've done, is going with like whole wheat stuff is a lot better than doing the bleached white. So like whole wheat pasta, whole wheat bread, all that stuff, that's better for you than the white pasta, the white bread.
Anything that's been bleached.
Yeah, because there's a lot more natural nutrients in that. But I saw more of a change from that. I think I dropped 20 pounds in 2 to 3 months by just reducing the carbs down. But it got so redundant doing all the stuff that we did that, you know, we just eventually got burned out. Plus, sometimes it can just get too expensive to be able to keep up with doing that kind of food, because we were having to make kind of separate meals for us, me and my wife Catherine, and the boys, because they weren't always going to eat the same stuff we were eating. So there's that kind of stuff that we're having to, you know, factor in and having to figure out, you know, okay, what changes can I make that is not going to put more of a financial strain on our grocery bill or my family. Because it's one of the things for me is I don't want us to keep struggling like we have been. So that's why, you know, the gym doesn't work for me. You know, you're looking at $30 a month, 12 months, that's like $360.
Plus, you got to factor in gas driving from the gym, then you go pick up the kids and whatnot as well.
So, I mean, there's a lot of that too, you know, the changes that we're having to make. And the things I'm having to do to better myself on a budget. It's kind of sad to say, but that's the way reality is.
And I mean, as far as that goes, I mean, it shows that even with the very active lifestyle, him being family oriented and everything, I mean, the gym is that typical answer of like, oh, I'll just go get a gym membership, spend $5-10 a month if you go to Planet Fitness or the local gym, which was around $30 for us. I mean, yes, that's a nice idea, but I mean, even if it's that being busy, spend some money, just buy you some home gym equipment, and then knock out an easy workout there, either when the kids are taking a nap if you're a stay-at-home parent, or while the kids are playing, doing their thing, you can bust out a quick workout while they're busy, and that allows you to still be proactive and do something, on that sense. And that's one thing I was going to talk to you about when summer hits. Maybe not stay after work, but we grab our stuff, pick the kids up, let them play at Germantown while we knock out, boom. So that way, change of scenery, the kids get to play outside and whatnot, and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Well, along that note, our third kid's due beginning of June.
Oh. So maybe change on that.
So for that fact, she'll be stay at home.
Yeah.
So there could be some changes there where we might actually be able to go and do something outside of the gym or outside our gym at work.
Our little fun gym.
And be able to do that kind of stuff for the change of scenery and stuff like that. I hadn't even thought about the idea of like when there's days that I'm off work or whatever for whatever reason, if it's possible to be able to meet up with you, say at Germantown Park, to be able to do that kind of stuff. That way, we still get that camaraderie of being able to push each other through, but we'll also be able to still get the workout done and see the changes. Obviously, now would be a good time to do that because the cold weather is really kind of tough on at least me. I don't know how he feels with it, but for me, the cold weather.
To suck it up, embrace the suck.
Well, that's the problem is my throat will get so cold working outside that I can't do anything. So I've been, the thing that's helped me out the most with that is being able to chew gum. 5 gum, by the way.
That's by far the best one. I've chewed quite a few, especially having to do runs with the military and whatnot. 5 gum seems to have done the best as far as lasting because it doesn't string out or anything like that like a lot of other gums do. So kudos to y'all for making.
Not a sponsor.
Kudos for making a good, reliable gum for an athlete's perspective.
But it's those things that we gotta see, and I can't wait to see what my changes are gonna be like going from February 1 to even March 1, April 1, May 1.
If I say hit May, get that nice big gap from where we're at now to see this big vast change of month to month almost progression of we was here, now look at you, halfway into the year, bam.
Yeah.
Big changes.
That's one of the things that we talked about even before when we started doing all this. Was we did our before measurements. We didn't really get anything recorded there. We just didn't have nothing set up that way. Didn't even really think about it. But the one thing we did decide is, all right, when we do this, how often do we want to check our stats? And there's many different beliefs there of how you want to do it. And for us, less is better. You could do a weekly weigh-in and not see no change. You could do a weekly weigh-in and see a lot of change. But for us, it seemed like let's just do it on a monthly basis because in the event that we do a weekly weigh-in and say 1 week you may lose 3 or 4 pounds. For me, you may not lose nothing.
Yeah.
But week 2 maybe I've gained some of that weight back. It just depends on how your diet is set up and stuff. And for me, it was like if I weigh myself too many times, I might get discouraged. If I check too many times, I'm gonna get discouraged because slow progression, you're not gonna see much change. Other people are gonna see the changes more in you than you are, and it's gonna be more. It's gonna be more obvious to the ones who see you even less than the ones that see you every day. So me and him may not even see the changes that is going on between, I may not see what's changing with him and he may not see what's changing with me. But the people that maybe see us only like once a month or once every few months, whatever, they're going to see this drastic change. I think Sam asked me Wednesday or Thursday. He asked me, have I seen any changes? The only thing I could see was my work shirts didn't seem to be as tight. It was getting to the point where it was hard to. It just felt my work shirts felt real tight to even be able to button up in the morning. So the fact they weren't doing that was making me feel better. Maybe I haven't seen much change in weight. We'll find that out here in a little while. But at least the physical stuff that I've seen that I can measure, how my clothes fit, stuff like that. That's where I can see those different changes. And I think that's really where it's going to come with keeping that motivation up. Changes are going to be slight. Okay, I can understand that. I'm kind of a true believer in the more you lose quickly, the easier it is to gain back. If you work your butt off and lose things a little bit at a time, then it's easier to keep that off. There's different things that talk about, I've lost 20 pounds in 1 month. Fantastic. But can you keep it off?
It's all water weight.
And then it's those big changes like that. It's like, I did this great diet. I've strictly just cut down what my calorie intake is, and I've lost so much weight. Well, naturally, yes, you're going to do that. One of the things I believe for a long time is being able to stay on that calorie deficient, and that is what will help keep you help you lose the weight. Intermittent fasting, I believe it can work. Because you're only eating up to a certain point, and after that point you're done. So I believe that can work because you're not necessarily restricting yourself to what can you eat. You're restricting yourself to, okay, up until this point, I've eaten enough, and then I'll give my body.
What up, Zach?
I'll give my body the rest of the time to, develop or to, digest all that food that I've intaked. So, some of that can work for some people. I just don't really truly believe in the, dropping 40 pounds in a month. That just seems ridiculous.
And as far as those diets go, personal opinion on this, those people who do that, they either eat a lot of junk food a week or two prior, or it's like during the holiday season with Thanksgiving, Christmas, the New Year's. You eat a lot, drink a lot, have a fun time with friends and family, which is fine. And then, New Year, new me.
Genuine one.
Yeah, New Year, new me. They decide that they're either going to do a heavy intermittent fasting or a 20, 30-day fast where they only eat either select foods or little to no foods, but they also taking dietary supplements and everything else to help shed all that water weight and all that retained weight. And then boom, that's how they get, I lost 30 pounds in 2-3 months. So as far as those, I lost this by doing this diet, or I lost this much by doing that diet, I don't see that as a prolonged thing, because 30 days to even 90 days, it's not enough time for your body to acclimate to that diet. Do something where it's like, I've done this diet for 6 months or close to a year, then yes, you will see an actual change in your body naturally and everything else.
Not to interject you there, but a lot of the apps that I've dealt with, most of them say that a healthy weight loss over a week's time is 2 pounds a week. So it's feasible to say within 3 months you can lose 30 pounds, 20 to 30.
Yeah.
But it's that kind of changes that you have to do in order to make that kind of change. What, buddy?
Where are you going, Sally?
We're not going anywhere. Kids.
Apparently at 9 o'clock or something like that this morning, 9:20, his oldest one wants wings.
No, he said,
Oh.
where are we going when Sam leaves?
Oh, I thought he said something about wings.
He did.
So apparently,
He said, weave.
I want wings.
No, he said, where are we going after Sam leaves?
Yeah, well, when he said leaves, I thought he was saying wings.
Oh, so you want the wings?
Yes.
Well, you did want Domino's pizza last night, too.
And I refrained. I ate healthy. But, so on that note, yes, it's possible, but take somebody like me, I wouldn't see 2 pound loss like that. The only time I've seen any major loss of weight in a short amount of time was last year during May. I had to do a field training exercise for 2 weeks. Granted, I only had 1 meal a day, and I drank a lot of water and coffee, and that was it. I lost about 10 pounds in 2 weeks. But that's what, like I said, I had 1 meal, and that was dinner. And the rest of the time, I was either drinking water or coffee because the Army was working me ragged. So, on that notion, yeah, I could kind of see it, but
It's a lot. It's a lot
it's
more.
person to person basis.
And also, it's just when you get to that extreme point of, okay, I'm going to lose all this weight in this short period of time, which is what all those commercials you see are pushing. You know, you can lose 40 pounds in 1 month. No, you might, but you'll gain it right back as soon as you're done. It's to lose the weight. It's a lifestyle change. It's not just some little fad, like I said before. It's a lifestyle change. You constantly have to work at it. Anything you want to make yourself better, you're having to work for. You know, better jobs, you got to work for that. You know, better stuff for your family. You have to work for it. Nothing's ever just given to you. You know, nobody's just gonna say, okay, I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna take 40 pounds off Matt. I'd be happy with that, but you know, the reality is it's not there. So I guess we've rambled on long enough. Probably need to go ahead and
Yeah. Now, about to say before we do the weigh-ins, I guess before we do it, what's your last weigh-in and what is your guess on how much you weigh?
Well, like I said before, I'm not too concerned about how much I've lost. At this point, I know my eating hasn't been really good enough to constitute any major weight change. I might see maybe 4 or 5 pounds, I would say. But my beginning weight at the start of all this was 288 pounds. My ideal goal would be to be able to get down to at least 220, maybe even under that, which would be kind of ridiculous. I haven't seen
End of year goal, baby.
Yeah, I haven't seen the underside of 220 since I think I started high school.
That's been a hot while.
I graduated high school at 260, and the highest number I've ever seen was like 295, and that was before we started doing the keto diet or the low carb diet, and that's when I dropped the 20 pounds, and I dropped it actually back down to like 265, 270, I think is where I got down to, and now I've kind of progressed back up because we've come off of it. So, you know, long-term goal, I'd like to see the underside of 220. Currently, I think I'll probably be at maybe 282, 281. I'd be surprised, you know, if I was under that. Of course, I'm getting hungry, so let's hope for some good numbers.
Fair enough.
For you, what kind of changes would you expect to see? Not necessarily weight-wise. You're not really concerned about the weight.
As far as my changes goes from this past month, the main things I've noticed, he's saying his work shirts around his midsection were getting loose. Mine, to a degree, has, but as well, upper body and my shirts have gotten tighter, and so I know I'm bulking back up to a degree, but as far as weight changes, I started at 174. I wouldn't expect a pound or two difference, either going down or up because of the bulk. As far as everything else goes, I don't expect to see much, just slight increases with measurements go around arms, legs, stuff like that. Ideal weight, I guess, I don't really have one, considering, like I said, I want to be more athletic build, so if I was to bulk back up, that's one thing, or if I was to slim down, again, I'd be fine with that as well.
What would be your target low range and your target high range as far as what you feel like you'd stay your athletic build versus becoming too far over or too far under?
Too under, too over. Low side, I would feel comfortable being around low 160s, or something like that. As far as being over, on the high side, I've weighed 195 when I bulked doing a lot of strongman training and competitive lift training. Why I did that, I don't know. I felt like I wanted to get big to see how much I could bench and whatnot, and I bulked up almost to 200 pounds, which was a surprise. But
Hey, Ron.
so I wouldn't want to go over 180, 185 because when I was at that 190 range, I mean, I could move and everything, but moving effectively and efficiently at 190 pounds, especially with running and stuff, no. I felt sluggish. I felt like a tank trying to trudge doing something. So
Just a little tank.
well, 5'6" tank at almost 200 pounds. Shoot, put me in the NFL with that stats, man. But so, like he said, we've rambled for a good hot bit. We'll let y'all have a wonderful Saturday. We'll talk to y'all next time. So later.